Yeah, you went through, like, 70s in Hollywood must have been a weird experience, man.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was amazing, man. That whole era of the 70s, which started with Bonnie and Clyde and Easy Rider.
Great films.
Yeah,
Great
but
films
it was
during
the
that
French
time.
New Wave, is what they called it. Kind of more handheld, grittier, and it was the return of the anti-hero and the rebel hero, and because Hollywood had lost touch with their audience. They were making movies like Toby Tyler and these bloated musicals, so it became like the inmates had taken over the asylum. There was really new, exciting stuff getting done, like Badlands and The Conversation, and which led to The Godfather, and that was, I think, the golden age of filmmaking.
Well, certainly some amazing films came out of that era.
Yeah.
And it's just seeing Los Angeles today and imagining what it was like in the 70s. It had to be, because, I mean, really movies, if you really think about it, they were only a few decades old back then.
Yeah.
It was a new thing, essentially.
Yeah. And they just perfected it. I mean, really, it was only like 10 years into where all the movies were color. They were making black and white movies up to like 63,
Right. Like The Hustler was black and white.
Yeah.
That was 63.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was an exciting time. Like I said, the inmates had taken over the asylum, and it was a feeling like you could do just about anything. And music, too, was really happening in Los Angeles as well. I mean, record deals were getting signed left and right. And there was this feel. It's kind of turned upside down now because of all that rebellious attitude of the 70s, and everybody who did it sort of became the establishment, I think.
Yeah, bizarre, right?
It's really kind of turned up on its ear because it started to kind of really turn politically correct in the 90s, and it became kind of a nobody stays at a party after 11 o'clock. No matter where.
Is that when you went into rehab?
Yeah. After that, no matter where you're going, you afterwards you got to pretend you were going to bed. You were,
oh, look at the time.
Yeah. Oh, look at the time. I guess everybody had kids too by that point, but then it got to where we are today. That you're getting warned to keep your mouth shut. Because of it turned upside down.
Well, it's also one ideology dominates, especially in Hollywood, dominates the entire business. One of the things that I said that drove me crazy about Hollywood was there's people that had differing opinions about things, but they would never speak out because it could damage their career.
Right.
And
That's
it really
what's going
can.
on now.
They will fucking blackball you.
They will. I mean, they tried, there were a couple attempts to cancel me while we were making Reagan, in fact, kind of half-hearted, I guess. But it has become that, and that ain't right. I mean, back then, few people really were, I guess, conservative. Let's throw out parties and just call it conservative. I mean, you had John Wayne.
John Voight.
Yeah. But you didn't know if John Voight was conservative back then.
He wasn't vocal about it?
Not back in the 70s, no. But it was basically John Wayne and Charlton Heston.
Right.
And that was pretty much about it. Or anybody wearing a tie.
Well, how did the rebels become, what the fuck happened? How did the rebels become the establishment?
That is... we went through an era where remember tolerance? That was what we were trying to do, like back in the teens, I think, in the teens, where you tolerate other groups and all that. And that didn't last very long, and it seems like one had it over the other. But if you ask me where this great divide really started politically, I think, of course, there was Watergate, but you come up to like when the Republicans had their contract with America. I think it was like '94, in the year that Clinton was going to be a lame duck president. They had those midterms, and then it started to become just along party lines, where there was no, you were a traitor if you went to the other side, or because we had conservative Democrats, we had liberal Republicans up until that point. That's what I grew up with, and that wasn't good enough anymore. And so it started there, and and then continued, and then the Democrats really took over, and they really do it really well as far as that stuff of turning things on their head. And they're I feel like today they were using the judicial system against Trump, which is
for sure
really off the reservation.
Well, they're using the judicial system against Trump. The entire media establishment, other than Fox News, is completely against anything Republican.